Welcome to the recap of the 1380s. We are going to be doing this a little bit differently this time. I wanted to look at something more like this. We have the main household in 1380 and the main household in 1390. We have our purple family in 1380 and then what they look like in 1390. 1380 and 90 for our blue 1380 and 90 for our blue family, and 1380 and 90 for our yellow family, leaving only the red family. And that's the one we're going to start with. So, in our red family, we had 4 children, or 4 babies, born and lived in our family. In 1380, we had Adrian Lane, Isabel Gregory, and her twin brother, Ivan Gregory. And then in 1383, we had Juliet Gregory born. And then there were no more children for the Red family. And part of that is because of the people that we lost this decade. So we had Frey Lane died and Victor Lane died. And both of them were supposed to be having children. So both of them dying kind of stopped all the children that we were having. And then we even lost Frey's daughter, Yesenia Lane. She died as a toddler. And then, speaking of losing children, Isabel and her husband Gunderson had 3 children who died. First, the twin Isabel Gregory died as a toddler. Garance Gregory also died as a toddler, and then Juliet Gregory died as a child. So it was not a good time in the Red family, and you can see that we went from a lot of people up here to not very many people down here. We also lost just some people from old age. So we lost Adrian and his wife, and we lost Mary just from old age. So we are left with Isabel. First, we're left with Garance. Garance is the oldest person in our family, and her daughter Isabel has 1 child left, Ivan, that was born in 1380. And then here is her husband, Gunderson, here. Then we don't have Frey and we don't have Victor, but we have Victor's wife, Elena, and she has been raising Frey's children. So we have the teenager Frey and the child Adrian right here. And that's it. That is what has happened to our Red family from 1380 to 1390. So I'm hoping that with these 3 boys, they will have more children in the 1390s and that 1400s picture will look a lot different. For our yellow family, we're going to start out with the marriages. We had Gold Goodwin get married to Liam Bloom. We also had Gwendolyn Jones get married to Thomas Payne. That's it. Those were the 2 marriages. Now let's talk about the babies who were born who lived. In 1383, we had Horace Goodwin. In 1385, we had Adam Hammond. And in 1389, we had Philip Bloom. That's it. Only those 3. Now let's talk about the people who died. We had 5 people who died, and they were all women. Rose Hammond died, Bray Goodwin, Maud Archer, Ursa McCarthy, and Zuria Hammond. So as you can see, a lot of them had spouses, and now their spouses are down here with their children. And like this guy is raising his nephew and his children because both of Christopher Archer's parents died. We also have Adam Hammond raising his 2 children as well. And Gwendolyn, I just said she got married and now she's back with her family in 1390. Why is that? And it is because she got married. She had a baby who died. Her husband died. She had another baby who died. All in this 10-year span from 80 to 89, and now she is back home with her family. It was just a horrible year for some people. And then it was also a good year for some people. I can't wait to see the yellow family expand even more and have more babies and more teenagers as they age up. Now we move to our tiny little blue family, and we did have a wedding. We had Lettice Price get married to Julian Whitlock in 1388. And that was it. That was the only wedding. There were 3 births this year, who lived. So first we had, in 1381, Johanna Morgan. In 1382, Greta Morgan. And in 1389, Julian Whitlock. So we have almost the same number. Here we had 5 adults and 3 children, and now we have 4 adults and 3 children. We lost Francine of old age. Catherine is still alive, along with her husband Vitalis, but instead of their twin boys, they only have Arthur left alive. Grayson Morgan died, but his baby boy Grayson is now a kid over here being raised by his stepmother Johanna. Now, where are those little girls, you're wondering? Well, they both died this year. Johanna died as a child, and Greta died as a toddler. We also lost Lettice Price, which is why her husband Julian is here alone with their baby Julian. And we lost Matthew Price as a toddler. When Vitalis got back from the war, Catherine got pregnant and they had Matthew, and he died as a toddler. So it was a lot of ups and downs for the Blue family, and we're left here with 3 children who need to carry on this branch of our family. Now we move on to the family that doesn't really need help carrying on this branch. They are getting larger and larger. And first we're going to talk about the weddings. So we had Owen Smith get married to Juniper. We had Gold Miller get married to Milo Bloom. We had Isaac Summer get married to Dawn. And we had Sybil Smith get married to Jackson Whitlock. So we had a lot of purple weddings. We also had a lot of purple babies. Every year this decade, except for 2 years, we had babies who lived. In 1380, we had Hugh Miller. In 1382, we had Frederick Miller. In 1383, we had Isaac Miller. In 1383, also, we had Kai Miller. In 1384, we had Larkin Miller. In 1386, we had Juniper Smith. In 1387, we had Noel Smith. In 1388, we had Otis Bell. And then in 1389, we had Dawn Summer. So we had a lot of really good luck with our births. We also had a lot of really good luck with birthdays. We unfortunately lost Frederick Miller as a child. And then the only 2 deaths were Arna and Maleficent. When they aged up, they both died. So they're twins. Isla is down here waiting to get married, and Isaac is here with his wife and new baby. We did lose Wallace and Flora and Ingrid of old age, but everybody else lived. Our purple family is just getting bigger and bigger, and our kids are now all becoming teenagers, and they're about to start getting married and having children. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in the 1390s. And that finally brings us to our main house, where, yes, we had a wedding. We had Sebastian get married to Alice. One of you guys created her, and she has been perfect. We also have, in 1380, Ida with Kellen and Rose and Sebastian. And Kellen and Ida still live in the house, but they're just not part of the main house. They're technically part of the purple family. So, who was born this decade? First, we had baby Alice in 1386, and then in 1388, we had Sebastian and Ida born, and they all lived. We had no one other than newborn babies die in our main household in 1380. So overall this year, we had some horribly sad moments, especially at the beginning on that live stream, if anybody was there. We also had some really cute and heartwarming moments, and I have loved all of it. I loved taking the pictures of people acting goofy and taking the pictures of the new stuff. We got a tree house for the first time this year. We got infants for the first time in this decade, and we saw some very, very peculiar things happening. And it was still amazing. And I loved all of it. I cannot wait to do the next decade with you guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.